you are all fine, doing very well. Today we are coming with a very interesting topic that is related to air pressure. In the last class we have learned about force, pressure, and then we learned about air pressure also. So today you are going to learn one of the most important topic of this lesson. This is an influential factor in creating the great cyclones, right? So let me tell you, in this video you are going to learn also the questions like how does an aeroplane fly, how in the game of soccer, how a footballer he kicks a ball in a curved way, or how does a bowler in cricket he swings the ball, and so many questions you are going to get a very great answer, right? So hope you all will be intact. Let's see the answers of all those questions. First, you all have to understand one basic concept. So let's see the concept. High speed winds accompanies low pressure. So look at this. Once again, I repeat, low speed wind accompanies high pressure and high speed winds accompany low pressure. Let me tell you that high speed wind accompany low pressure and low speed wind accompany high pressure. We have learned what is pressure. Pressure is force upon unit area. If we take a unit area and we apply some force, then we use the term pressure. So how we combine the topic pressure and air? What's happening? So let me tell you that let us say there are some air molecules. These air molecules are going to, if we consider some area, all these molecules are going to apply some force. Then it is nothing but pressure, right? So now the point is, if the winds or the air is moving slowly, then there are large number of particles in that region, and all those particles they apply force, more force. Now if the winds are very fast, they are moving with high speed, these high speed air or wind that will drive away the molecules. What it means? It means that there are less number of molecules in the same area. So now you see how much pressure is applied. Here you can see the pressure is more, here the pressure is less. This is what it means. Hope you understood. I'll start with a simple activity. Let's see the activity first. Friends, in this activity I am taking a small bottle without cap and a small paper ball, right? Now our task is to keep this paper ball inside, and when I blow the air, let's see what's happening. Generally what we expect when I blow air onto this paper ball, you can see what happened with the paper ball. It just moved inside, the other side, right? Now we are going to place this inside this bottle. Okay, you can see it's placed inside, right? Now I'm going to blow air. If I blow air, what is the expected outcome? The expected outcome is this paper ball should go to this end of the bottle. Let us see what happens. You can see what's happening here. It didn't go at all. You can see again. You can see it. It has come out. It has come out. So what's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. So when I'm blowing the air, the wind speed is very high. High speed winds accompanies low pressure. So here a low pressure is created inside this bottle, high pressure. So this paper ball would not go inside because wind travels from high pressure to low pressure. So this paper ball would actually travel outwards. You have seen that this paper ball has come outside. Hope you understood. Yes. I hope you have seen the activity and you have understood what's happening there. Now let's go into the reason part. Why that happened? Why the paper ball did not actually go into the bottle when you are actually applying force from outwards to inwards. Still the paper ball did not went inside. What is the reason? Look at this. When you are blowing air this way, so here in the air, what kind of pressure is there? High pressure or low pressure? When you are blowing, it's high pressure. It's high speed wind. High speed wind accompanies low pressure. And inside the static air, which means low speed wind, it accompanies high pressure. Now you all have to understand this. Just like water flows from high region place to low region place. Similarly, electricity also flows from high potential to low potential. Temperature, heat. Heat always flow from hot body to cool body. Similarly, winds, that is moving air, always move from high pressure to low pressure. This you have to make it a fact in your brain, store it. Winds always move from high pressure to low pressure. So now you can see here, a low pressure is created and here a high pressure is created. So the whatever wind is existing here, that actually tries to come out. So that wind is going to push this ball outwards. You are trying to apply force, you are trying to blow air inwards into the bottle, but here a low pressure is created and inside the bottle a high pressure is created. So wind will travel from high pressure to low pressure. So that wind will push this ball outwards. So this ball would never go inside the bottle however you try. Move on to the next example, next activity. Let us see the activity first. Friends, in this activity, I am going to take a paper strip. I am going to put that in my mouth. Now, this is a bad habit, but then only for the experiment sake I am doing this. So, you see what the position of this strip of paper. It's down. I got to lift this paper up. See how I do it. So, you have seen what's happening here. You have seen this paper got lifted up. Why this happened? You will get the answer. Right. Now we are going to see the understanding part. When you place the paper, a strip of paper placed on your tongue and you left it outwards, you can see it's bent downwards. But the moment you are blowing air from your mouth, what happened? Now let us see the understanding part. When you are blowing air from your mouth outwards, this is a high speed wind which you are blowing. So high speed wind will have low pressure. And look at the wind just behind this paper. Here the wind is static, not moving much. If it is moving also, it is moving slowly. So here a high pressure is created. So obviously this wind, the air existing here will start move from high pressure to low pressure. So this is the direction of the air. So that air will lift this paper to this level. this is how the paper, the strip of paper is lifted up. Could see what's happening here. It's all there. The magic is in air moves from high pressure to low pressure. We are creating the difference in the pressure in the air, and that is doing all the magic. Let's move on to the next example. Now let us see the next activity.
We have two balloons tied with strings and stuck at a height. What will happen if you blow between the balloons? Let's take a look. Unlike what we expect, the balloons actually come together and stick to each other when air is blown between them.
That is with balloons. You all like it. Yes, hope you have seen what's happening with the balloons. Both the balloons, when you are blowing air in between, both the balloons are coming closer. Now you got the answer if I'm not wrong. You all know the answer very well. The reason is, you're right. In between, the wind speed is very high, which you are blowing. So here a low pressure is created. And the air beside these balloons outwards, there the wind speed is less. So a high pressure is created. High pressure, high pressure. So what's happening? The wind is moving from high pressure to low pressure. So here this is the direction, and here this is the direction. So what's going to happen with the balloons? Balloons are going to come closer. This is what we observed with this activity. Very simple, right? Now I'll take you to one more interesting activity. First, let us see the activity. Friends, in this activity, I'm going to take a small funnel and a small ball. So, if I keep this ball in the funnel, you can see it's absolutely placed inside the funnel. But if I invert it, tilt it, you have seen what's happening. The ball fell down from the funnel onto the ground. Now see what I'm going to do. Tell me what's happening. The ball did not fall. Ball did not fall. It's because when I'm blowing air through this, a high pressure is created here and a low pressure is created inside this funnel. So the ball tends to go from high pressure to low pressure. Yes. How was that? Wonderful, right? Right, just like the bird said just now. Right. Look at this. Here there is a small funnel which you have seen in the activity and a ball. Generally gravity is trying to pull this ball down so it can remain inside the funnel, no problem, no issue. But when you invert this, obviously the ball will fall downwards. It's no more in the funnel. It will be on the ground. So when I did the activity, it did not fall. What was the reason? What I was doing? No, you are wrong. I did not pull the air upwards while doing this experiment. I actually pushed the air. I blew the air. I blew in the air this way. When I was blowing the air inwards into the funnel, so look at this, what's happening. Again, same process. Here, the air which is here, just below the ball, that's moving very slowly. So high pressure. And look at the wind flowing here. The air flowing here very fast. So what kind of pressure is there? Correct. Low pressure. So here there is a low pressure. So obviously the wind will try to flow from high pressure to low pressure. So this is the direction. So that air will exert an upward pressure. I hope you understood. Right? Here high pressure is created and here a low pressure is created. So the difference in the pressure which is created by us, that is lifting this ball, the air lifting this ball upwards. So it remained in the funnel. Wow. Now we'll see something very interesting. It's called as Magnus effect. Students, you are going to learn this probably in 11th class, but I'm just using the name here, Magnus effect. You can search, Google it and you can find out more about Magnus effect. So let us see what's there in the Magnus effect, very much related to our lesson. Let us say you take, I'll show the activity first. Friends, see, in this activity I'm going to take a plank and a cylindrical paper roll. If I drop this paper roll straight away, you can see the direction of the path taken by this. Absolutely straight, absolutely vertical. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to release this paper roll from this plank. Now you observe carefully. Observe carefully the path of it. See? Right? Yes. You are seen in the activity. This initially, when I left this paper roll, cylindrical paper roll, it actually have taken this direction. When I left the roll from here, it fell down in this path, vertically straight. But when I release it from the top of this plank, then what happened? Then it took this path. Why is that so? The great understanding is here. If you can understand this answer, you can understand how a soccer player is able to kick a football just like this. It goes in a curved way. And in cricket, you will understand how a bowler goes for a swing bowling. It's like ball just moves in the air. How that happens, you can understand it. So watch it carefully, try to understand it carefully. Look at the understanding. So when this paper roll is falling down, when it is falling from this point, it actually did not roll. It just fell straight. If you look at that paper roll, this part is moving downwards, this part is moving downwards, so there was no rolling existing. So it fell down straight. But when I released it from the top, it is rolling in this direction, clockwise. In clockwise direction, it was rolling. So when it is rolling clockwise direction, and the moment it left this cardboard or the plank, then see what's happening here. This paper roll is moving in clockwise direction. Now the wind, the air here somewhere, that is relatively flowing upwards. Relatively, right? So the air is flowing out just this way around the paper roll. Now you observe carefully the speeds, or I would say velocities. Here in this region, the wind speed is the direction for the wind is this way, and the direction of the paper roll is in this way. They both are opposite. So here, this part of the paper is opposing the wind speed because it is moving in opposite direction. And here, look at this side. This side of the paper is moving in the same direction as wind is moving. So this is allowing the air to flow much smoother. So here, high speed, and here low speed. I hope you understood what I'm telling. Because here the paper roll is moving this way and air is coming upwards. Both are in opposite direction. So this paper roll is opposing the speed of the air. So it is having low speed. Here it's high speed. High speed wind accompanies low pressure, and low speed wind accompanies high pressure. So what should happen? When this is falling, the wind should carry in this direction. That is what happened here. You could see. Right. Hope you understood this answer. Now we will see how a soccer player kicks the ball sidewards, or how in cricket swing bowling happens. Friends, football is my favorite game, and one interesting situation in football, many a times we see in World Cups or so, when a team gets a free kick, that too in front, very close to the goal post. A free kick, not a penalty shootout, right? In a free kick, what happens? You can kick the ball freely. I mean, players will be at some distance, very close, but very close. So the goalkeeper have a task to stop the ball. So what he generally decides when the ball is here, so he can't hit this way. It's very difficult. The ball would go this way. So what they do, players can obstruct it from certain distance. So the players will stand this way, and the goalkeeper will try to save this region because this region is saved by the players, right? So now this player hits the ball. He kicks the ball in such a way that the ball should go this way. He can do by kicking it over them, but it will go very slowly. Goalkeeper can easily catch it. The ball should go very fast, lightning fast. So what does player do? He kicks this ball with his foot in this direction. Then what happens? This ball go all the way. It misses this player and it goes into the goal post. That's an incredible shot, let me tell you, my dear friends. That's an incredible shot. So how that happens, I'll show you some clippings of this.
But it's no use, cause you can't stop.
Hope you have enjoyed the clippings. So I'll tell you the reason behind that. Right. So when he's kicking the ball, he's actually kicking the ball from this point. He's trying to rotate this ball while kicking. When he does it, the ball rotates in anti-clock direction. Anti-clock direction. And the wind is flowing relatively from opposite direction. Now see what's happening. Here this part of the football is moving in this direction, but wind is moving opposite. So here relatively the speed is low speed. If low speed, what does it mean? It's high pressure. And here the ball is moving in this direction, wind is also moving in this direction. So here it's high speed means low pressure. High speed, low pressure. So what's happening to this ball? This ball would move this way. Look at the curve it is taking. That is what happened here. You kick the ball this way, right? Now let us see in cricket, how does a bowler swings the ball.
Perfect bowling, really good pace, great length. Whoa, look at that ball move. And
Mohammad Yusuf in great nick as well. Look at this, a great delivery through the gate.
Let us see into the analytics. Generally, a batsman who is standing in front of the wickets, he try to see the ball, he try to play it straight, right? Because the ball is coming straight. But bowler generally uses the technique of swing bowling, and the ball would actually miss the batsman by some distance because it moves this way. Again, the reason is same. In cricket, there is small, change in the explanation part. In cricket, what happens? The cricketing ball will have stitches here. We call it seam, and we have two sides. They make one of the side as rough side by rubbing it repeatedly on their trousers or with their handkerchiefs. They try to make one side rough and one side shiny and smooth. Why they do it? So initially I used to think why they are actually rubbing the ball so many times. Then later I came to know that what they try to do is they try to make one of the side rough. By making it rough, when the bowler delivers the ball, the wind flow is like this. So here the ball will move smoothly because here we have a smooth and shiny surface. But here, which is rough part, there the wind does not move. I mean, because of the rough surface, the wind have to move very fast to come to the other side. So this side's high speed accompanies low pressure. So this side of the ball low pressure, and here this side it's high pressure. So again the ball would turn this way. Right? Wonderful, right? Want to learn more about this? You can Google it out again. Right. Now let us try to come to the big question, that is, how does aeroplane is lifted up into the sky? Let's see the answer. If you have ever observed or ever traveled in aeroplanes, if you would have observed from the windows the wings are actually not flat. The lower surface is flat and the upper surface is not flat ever. It is having a this shape. You can see the upper part of the wing is curved. So this curve is making all the magic for the aeroplane to fly. Why? Let us see that. So let us say, for example, the aeroplane is moving in this direction. So relatively the wind direction will be opposite. Now beneath the airflow will be very straight, smooth. So it will be, it will be traveling with low speed. Whereas on top of the wing, you can see it's curved. Relatively the wind have to travel faster to reach the other end. So wind speed will be high. So wind high speed accompanies low pressure, and low speed wind accompanies high pressure. So you can see it's very simple. Below the wing high pressure, above the wing low pressure. So once this pressure difference is very high, this happens if the aeroplane travels very fast at a speed of 350-450 km per hour. Then the pressure difference that will be lifted, that will be lifting the aeroplane up into the sky. Hope you understood this.